Hey everybody, HomeSliceHenry here, and in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at some incredibly fun battles in the Summer Cup featuring Sludge Bomb Shadow BEEDRILL. I'll be running Shadow BEEDRILL on the safe switch, with the goal being to bait out flying types, and then flipping switch on them with the surprise nuke of Sludge Bomb. For the team, I'm running Rock Throw Magcargo on the lead, Shadow BEEDRILL of course as the safe switch, and Buzzwole as the closer. So without further ado, let's hop into the matches and check out Sludge Bomb BEEDRILL in action in the Summer Cup. Hopping into the first match, leading Magcargo into Vigoroth. Not a great lead, so I am going to be immediately safe switching into BEEDRILL, and my opponent responds with Noctowl. This is exactly what we needed to bait out, and now I'm going straight for the Sludge Bomb. Sludge Bomb, big damage onto the Noctowl, and just like that, I should be able to flip switch. I do need to shield up the Sky Attack, but then Shadow BEEDRILL is able to Poison Jab down and take switch advantage. So now I get to align that Vigoroth onto my Buzzwole in the endgame, and in the back they have Pidgeot, so winning switch advantage was absolutely everything here, as Magcargo absolutely destroys Pidgeot. They're going to be firing off a move, they go for the Brave Bird, in comes Vigoroth, but Vigoroth will now be met with Buzzwole, and Buzzwole has a very nice matchup here. They go for the Body Slam. That's totally fine. I can just shield once and fully commit to the farm down, because at this point, I don't even have to throw a charge move to win this game. I'm just going to fully commit to the farm down. They can bring back in the Pidgeot, but Magcargo is just going to be able to farm them down, and that is a good game. Hopping into the next match, leading Magcargo into the mirror. I definitely do need to stay in this matchup to make sure I can get rid of their Magcargo, and they're running Incinerate, whereas I'm running Rock Throw. So I'm able to do way more fast move damage, but they're gonna get energy a lot faster. I do end up shielding the Rock Tomb because I want to debuff them before I have to take a move. So I am gonna fire off my Rock Tomb here. My guess is they're probably going to shield because they do want to get some damage off. And at this point, their attack is lowered, so I am gonna let this through. Rock Tomb still does hit for super effective, but now I'm able to farm down and very safely win lead. They bring in Trevenant, and I'm going straight for the overheat. Let's see that damage. Come on, but they end up shielding, and I immediately safe switch into the Shadow BEEDRILL. This is enough for a Shadow Ball, so I will shield up, and it is a Shadow Ball, and then they're going to bring in Wall Rain. I'm going to fire off the Sludge Bomb as they reach the Icicle Spear, and this is a CMP tie. Sludge Bomb does a ton of damage, and they're going to be firing back with the Icicle Spear. This will not KO, but at this point, I'm just going to stop tapping, because I actually want energy on Buzzwole here. So I preserve HP on their Wall Rain because I'm going to be able to get to farm down with Buzzwole, and I need to be able to outpace the Trevenant. So I am able to farm down there. Back in comes the Trevenant, but Buzzwole is able to reach the lunge. This will be getting them incredibly low. Quick switch into Magcargo, and that is a good game. Hopping into the next match, picking up a bit of a tricky lead, Magcargo into Shadow Lapras. I'm able to hit for massive super effective damage with the Rock Throws, but a Shadow Surf will do massive damage in return, so I do need to commit the shield. I'm going to farm up quite a bit here and fire off the Rock Tomb. This should grab a shield, and then I'm going to save switch into BEEDRILL. I grab the shield, bring in BEEDRILL, and I'm able to catch the Surf. That is huge. We'll have to see what they have in the back. They have Talonflame, BEEDRILL farming up, able to reach the last second Sludge Bomb. Do they respect the damage? They do not, and down goes Talonflame. In the back, they have Shadow Politoed. Politoed able to get a massive farm, and this is honestly not great for me. I bring in Buzzwole, and I'm going to let the first move through. It is only a Weather Ball, thankfully, but a Shadow Weather Ball still does a ton of damage. I kind of have to shield this second one, so I am going to be shielding it up, and then I'm going to fire off the Lunge. This should hopefully make it so that I am able to survive Weather Ball number 3. Lunge gets the shield, Politoed switches out, and I'm able to farm down. Back in comes the Politoed, they've reset the debuff. This Weather Ball is going to KO. Now, Magcargo needs to farm down, but they survive on 1 HP. This Weather Ball is going to be taking down my Magcargo, and I lose a heartbreaking game. Hopping into the next match, leading Magcargo into Unova Stunfisk. Nightmare lead, I immediately save switch into Shadow BEEDRILL, and my opponent responds with Ariados. Honestly, I'm perfectly fine with this matchup because I can either win switch advantage or force a shield advantage. I tank any one move here, so I'm not going to be shielding up. Ariados goes for the Mega Horn, and that does a ton of damage. I am able to hang on, and I decide to commit the shield here. Shielding across poison isn't the most ideal, but it does allow me to reach a second drill run, and this means I can either get switch advantage or grab their final shield. And Buzzwole with a shield advantage can put in a lot of work. So now I can bring back in Macargo, shield nothing, commit to the farm down, and then it's Buzzwole with a shield versus whatever they have in back. In comes Unova Stunfisk, I bring in Buzzwole, and they're running Galvantula in the back. Here is where I do need to commit my shield, because this discharge is going to do the most damage of any move. So I am going to overfarm somewhat, and then fire off the lunge. Lunge from this range should be fatal, and back in comes Unova Stunfisk, and I'm going straight for another lunge. I desperately need to lower the amount of damage they're going to be able to do to me, and then I just have to make it to the superpower. I should live a discharge here. Unova Stunfisk doesn't do a lot of damage. Buzzwole able to survive, and we reach the superpower. Superpower will be taking down the Stunfisk, and that is a good game. Hopping into the next match, leading Macargo into Galvantula. This is a very nice lead. Opponent save switches into Tentacruel, and I will respond with Shadow BEEDRILL. To do any meaningful damage, they have to farm all the way up to a Hydro Pump, meaning that BEEDRILL is able to outpace here, and I'm able to grab an early shield. Since Hydro Pump is really expensive, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they baited. So I no shield, and it's an Acid Spray, let's go. I'm able to reach a second drill run, meaning if they want switch advantage, they're gonna have to give me both of their shields. Tentacruel looking for the farm down, and they're able to get it. They do leave with a ton of energy. I'm gonna bring in Macargo, shield, hope that I correctly shield the Hydro Pump, and then attempt to farm down. I do end up shielding the Hydro Pump, which is huge. I go for the farm down, and I believe this is only an Acid Spray. So I let it go. It is just the Acid Spray. Opponent sees the writing on the wall and concedes the match. Dream lead in the next match, Macargo into Noctowl. Opponent save switches into Vigoroth, and I have a great response in Buzzwole. Buzzwole can comfortably tank a Body Slam, and then I can overfarm slightly, and then fire off a move to take down the Vigoroth. I overfarm here, and I fire off the Superpower on the CMP tied to the second Body Slam. Superpower is able to KO, and this should hopefully mean that Noctowl gets less farm on the Buzzwole. Back in comes Noctowl, and I'm able to reach a last second Superpower. This is debuffed, but still does an okay amount of damage, and now I can bring back in Macargo. Macargo looking for the farm down. Noctowl not able to switch out. They lose the energy, but in the back is Diggersby, and this is not good, as once my Buzzwole has been taken out, Diggersby is a big core breaker for this team. I bring in BEEDRILL. I should be able to tank at least one Fire Punch though, so I do let the first one through, but a second Fire Punch is easily going to be enough to take me out. I fire off the Drill Run, and I get the shield. I am going to need to reach 2 more Drill Runs to take out this Diggersby, and they get to Fire Punches very, very quickly. I fire off the first Drill Run. This is going to be very close. It's able to connect. Can we reach the second Drill Run here? Diggersby fires off a move, and we have the energy for the Drill Run, so all I have to do is click the move. We win CMP, and that will be game over. Drill Run taking down the Diggersby, and that is a good game. Hopping into the next match, leading Macargo into Obstagoon. Tough lead, so I immediately save switch into BEEDRILL. Obstagoon actually decides to stay in, and they're going to fire off a Night Slash. I do live this, so I am going to let that through and keep farming up, and they're going to respond with Ariados. I'm going straight for the Drill Run. This won't KO, but it will do a ton of damage onto the Ariados. My BEEDRILL doesn't have a lot of HP left, so I will shield up because I want to try and make a play for switch advantage. Because if I'm able to align the Obstagoon onto Buzzwole, I should be in a really good spot. I am able to take switch advantage, which is huge. Opponent waiting out their clock, and back in comes the Obstagoon. They don't want to get hit with a move, so they're going to be firing off another Night Slash. I'm just going to let it go and then bring in Buzzwole. Obstagoon gets the boost. Obstagoon not able to reach a move as Buzzwole's able to farm down. In the back, they have Tentacruel, and this game should be over. I'm going to go for the lunge. They let it through, and then I should be able to rock throw down from here. It takes them absolutely forever to reach a Hydro Pump, so I just shield once, farm all the way down, and this game should be over. Opponent realizes it, and they concede the match. Hopping into the next match, leading Magcargo into Vigoroth. Another pretty bad lead, so I am going to immediately save switch into the Shadow BEEDRILL. And my opponent responds with Pidgeot. We know the game plan for flyer switch-ins. We're going straight for the Sludge Bomb. Do they respect the damage? They do respect the damage. That is the first flyer to shield, and that is absolutely heartbreaking. The nice thing is that I was able to get shield advantage. I'm going to fully commit to the farm down here with Magcargo. They go for the Feather Dance. Unfortunately, that does lower my attack by 2 stages, but it does give me a little bit of extra farm. They bring back in the Vigoroth. Even debuffed, this Overheat is going to do a nice amount of damage. Overheat, able to connect. In comes Buzzwole, and they're going to fire off a Body Slam. At this point, I'm committing to Buzzwole. I shield up the Body Slam. In the back, they have Lickitung. They only had 1 counter to a Bug type. We baited it out. And now we're in a prime position for Buzzwole to sweep. Buzzwole is just going to farm up to the back-to-back superpowers. Superpower number 1 gets the shield, and superpower number 2 is going to get the KO. Even debuffed, this takes down the Lickitung. In comes Vigoroth. Vigoroth gets farmed down as well, and that is a good game. Hopping into the final match, leading Magcargo into Walrein. This is a very nice lead for Magcargo since I'm running Rock Throw, but I do have to be careful of a potential Earthquake. They overfarm quite a bit, so I am going to respect the Earthquake here, but I do get baited. I throw 2 more Rock Throws, switch, and catch what should be the Earthquake onto my Buzzwole. Buzzwole resists the Earthquake, and that is a massive catch. Unfortunately, Buzzwole is going to be met with Noctowl, and Noctowl is going to make quick work here. I fire off the superpower, that does quite a bit of damage, and I bring in Magcargo. They're not at a move yet, so I'm able to fire off the Rock Tomb, take down the Noctowl, and we know that they do have the very low health Walrein. So what is that final Pokemon? And it's Trevenant. At this point, I should be able to win just by going for straight fast move pressure. I'm not going to shield here. They go for the Shadow Ball. It takes me out, but now I can just Shadow Poison Jab down the Trevenant because they are not going to be able to reach 2 Shadow Balls here. Their only win con is going straight for it, so I am going to be shielding up. They go for the Shadow Ball, and I'm going to be able to farm down the Trevenant and the Walrein, and that is a good game. All in all, I had a ton of fun running Sludge Bomb Shadow BEEDRILL in the Summer Cup. There were definitely times where I missed having X-Scissor. X-Scissor is a cheaper charge move, so the ability to spam out charge moves can be quite nice. But at least for running Shadow BEEDRILL on the save switch, having the ability to flip switch versus flyers like Noctowl and Talonflame honestly proved to be pretty useful. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're enjoying the content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And a special thank you, as always, to our members here on YouTube. The support you guys provide is absolutely incredible. So thank you guys oh so very much. And until next time, I've been HomeSliceHenry.